make your announcement.
What announcement?
I don't know.
Why are other people allowed to be close to the cat?
Just come up and say something. I don't know.
Because we're not trying to
we're not antagonizing.
This is like half the meeting.
Yeah, I just won't look.
This is 90% of the meeting. Give it up for Bauer! Woo!
Hello. Hello, everyone. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Great.
I'm great. So my announcement is that it's Saturday, which means it's day 2 of Formula 1 in Monaco.
Fucking ain't right.
It's pretty exciting.
Damn, Maple, you were passionate about that.
Nice. Yeah, he was.
Okay, Maple. Okay, Maple. Since you're so passionate, what's your favorite team?
I'm a Ferrari fan. I never find
Okay,
people
good.
who
You have a lot of
actually-
pain in your life, though.
Yes, I do.
So that's
I'm also a Maple
unfortunate.
Leafs
I'm
fan, so
sorry.
you know that's my life.
I don't watch hockey. My other half watches hockey,
Oh
though.
no,
Well,
are you
used
trying to
to.
get closer to him?
Just act casual, okay?
I never find people who are actually also somewhat interested in Formula 1, so I'm very excited about this.
Yo, I'm a huge Formula 1 fan.
I'm a, I don't want to sound like a bandwagoner, but I am a Red Bull fan.
God damn it.
There's so much passion in this room right now. I can't get over how passionate that was. You
And
meant
to the juggernaut to
How
my
many
right,
years?
what
How many years in a row did Red Bull win the championship?
right now? Twice.
No, previously.
Oh, I have no idea. I have to ask.
Oh,
my boyfriend, 'cause
bandwagon
he's watched
knew it.
Formula 1 for his whole fucking life.
4
So
times.
he brought me into Formula 1. Okay.
Yes, it is.
2010 to
4 times.
2014.
There you go. And it was what, Seb?
Yep.
See, I know who it was. I just can't tell you how many years in a row it was.
Just act casual.
Come at me,
just
bro.
act casual.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, Juggernaut, who's your favorite team?
I am a Red Bull fan, but I
Oh,
went through
there
the
you go.
pain of the Mercedes years.
Yep.
I went through the pain
who-
of the
who is-
Mercedes years. 8 years.
You think I didn't
Who is?
experience
I
that?
can't stand Puis.
Yeah, well, that's your own fault. Just act casual.
listen. I need
Yeah,
you.
I'm acting
No idea
casual.
what anybody's talking about.
All I'm gonna say.
You know,
Summers?
you know, I'm actually flying home for the Grand Prix in Montreal.
Talking about NASCAR.
Oh, are you? Nice.
Yeah. Should be great.
It's actually pretty.
I had no
exciting.
idea
I heard
Formula
it's
1
pretty
was
good
so
there.
passionate. This
It is
is
awesome.
this is
Oh,
amazing.
hey, Flop, you should look up how much Formula 1 tickets cost.
I'm good.
You
Don't do
can
that.
thank Drive to Survive for
You're ruining
That-
everything.
Yep, exactly. I got into Formula 1 right before Drive to Survive, and pretty angry actually.
Yep.
What's another sport that everyone likes? Because that's gonna be my TED Talk
Football.
for today. American or European?
American.
Okay.
That's right.
I don't watch
That's right.
American football.
Yeah.
Boo!
Go
I
Yankees.
used to.
What?
Love Yankees. Yes, Yankees best team.
What?
Baseball.
Are we classifying baseball as a sport?
Trout, please.
Just act casual.
He thinks Australian football's a sport. Just ignore him. He thinks Australian football's a sport.
Flop, what's your
Is it
favorite
not just
football
rugby?
team?
Buffalo Bills.
Shocking.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Buffalo Bills.
went through-
The only.
Were you,
The
Yes.
only good New York.
Right,
were you
the
old enough
only
to go through
actual
the
New
4-year
York
pain?
Yes, the ride or die for the Bills. The problem here with the Bills though is that they're the only New York team, and then everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
jump
what
up
I
and
just
say,
said.
yeah,
No, they're
everyone jumps
no,
up though.
they're in New York. No, they're
Yeah,
in
no.
fucking New Jersey.
New Jersey. Both the Giants and the Jets have stadiums in Jersey. When I want to go see the New York team,
Wait,
I
what
gotta
the fuck?
drive to Jersey.
Mhm.
Buffalo, New York. That's all I'm
There you
saying.
go.
Called East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Exactly. And the stadium is kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie.
True.
I also paid $17 for a hot dog, but you know what? Respectfully,
That's just.
that's
Go
just
to
a
Yankee
stadium.
Stadium, Flop, and complain about it, please.
I'll tell you what. You want to hear a true
Please.
story? I was in like the 2nd grade, and my friend was like, "Hey, I got tickets to a Yankee game. You want to go?" And I remember going home and telling my folks, I was like, "Oh, I got tickets, and we're gonna go later." And you know, my dad's like, "Oh, you mean in the brand new stadium that they just built?" And I didn't realize I got tickets to like the first game in the new stadium that they had.
So that's pretty.
That was
cool.
pretty cool. That was great.
I went to the old
Actually, I
stadium
went to that
and
stadium
I went
too.
to the new stadium. I love the new stadium. It's great.
Oh yeah,
I'm a bleacher creature till I die.
sports good.
Sports good.
I don't remember what it was, but I went to the new stadium too, and I think it was when it was just still brand new as well.
New stadium is great. I actually have never been to Monument Park despite going to like 5 games in 1 year though.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else remember arena football?
Arena.
No, I've
football.
never
They
heard
did
of arena football.
inside.
Isn't that rugby?
I think that's still a thing in the winter. Not in the
Is
winter.
it?
In the
My-
summer.
Makes
my
sense that it would
original
still
home
be a
city
thing.
Off
had
season.
one of those teams, and it was never a thing. Right? They tried.
I think they
Bindir,
did that
one
I
recently.
French press, by the way. I forget if I said anything about that.
That was
I'm sorry.
The arena one. They tried that in my hometown, and thankfully it failed.
Yeah, I know it failed for us too.
What's another sport that people like?
Water
Hockey.
polo, because anything's
Yeah,
polo
hockey.
as long as it's under the water.
But you're a Leafs fan, so you don't know what hockey is.
What
Damn.
do you mean I don't know what hockey is? I know what pain and suffering is.
Damn.
Look, man. At least we didn't get swept like Carolina, okay?
Damn. Any other sports?
I think we've hit all the bullets on
Yeah.
sports.
All right. Well, that was my TED talk. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Bauer.
All right. Thank you, Bauer.
Fantastic. All right.
All right. In honor of the trivia going on next week, I have trivia questions to get us prepared.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. I don't think we're ever gonna be prepared, but let's give it a try.
I'm prepared. Let's hear it.
What was the first year the New Year's Eve ball dropped in Times Square?
1999.
Nope.
1942.
Nope.
Damn.
1938.
Nope.
1992.
Nope.
1971.
Nope.
1969.
No, it was.
Nope.
It's newer. It's newer. I'm just
1936.
1990?
Nope.
1979.
Nope.
2000.
Nope.
1994.
2004.
1847.
Nope.
What?
I don't know. I was
Wait,
just
wait,
going
wait.
with it.
Sorry. Are you talking about when the ball dropped in terms of
Yeah.
the tradition
the
when it
first
started?
year? Yep, the first year it started.
Dude, that was like
Wait, are we
early
counting-
1900s. I couldn't tell you when. Give us like A, B, C, and D.
1902.
Are we counting the year it started to drop or the year it dropped in?
What?
What?
Is this the same question?
Because it starts before midnight, so technically it would be 1 year, and then when it hits the bottom,
The
technically
year before it
it'd be the
started,
next year.
The year before it
Okay,
drops.
okay,
Yeah.
got you.
The New Year's Eve.
1900.
No.
It's. I know it's early. If you're talking about when the tradition started, it's early 1900s.
1895.
Nah, too early.
Okay, we have guessed
1909.
so many years.
Close.
God, I was
1926.
closest.
1907.
1910.
It was 1907.
Wow.
Okay. I was gonna say I know it's early 1900s. It's just the actual to have a physical ball that they eventually like got to. It started more as a tradition. It was like a I don't know how to describe it. It was definitely more like tradition based to be in New York because of the dense population, even in 1907. But
I can give you a
It-
test
it started
quiz
early.
question if you'd like.
Oh,
Would
yeah,
like
let's,
to
let's get one of
prepare?
those.
Okay.
oh,
All right. These are multiple choice questions. So I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna give you A, B, or C, and then you guess. Okay?
All right.
Which U.S. president is famous for getting stuck in the bathtub?
C.
A. Howard. B. Taft. C. Clinton.
What
Taft.
the fuck is
Taft.
Taft?
Yep.
Taft? That's the only thing Taft is known for. He was a larger gentleman who weighed 300 pounds, and they had to get a special bathtub for him, and then he got stuck in it.
We counting that as large these days?
How many
Yeah.
bones are in the
At the
human
time, it was
body?
large.
A.
237.
206. B. 69. C. 186. A.
206.
206. B.
Okay.
69.
Wait, what?
C.
Those are all.
186.
Wait, isn't it? Yeah, it's A.
What was
It's
the
206.
Yes.
Bones
it's
in the human body.
206.
Guys, I don't think I
Oh.
should show up to that trivia. I'm gonna be honest.
Did you say 69?
No.
69 was one of the answers, but no. 206 is how many bones are in the human body. Those are
That's
the only
about
two
it.
examples I'll give you.
Oh my god.
Deserved.
Whoa.
There it is. I got him.
It was inevitable.
Oh, you know
I
what?
did not not see the cat until it
I
attacked.
got so close.
So what did I
Fuck
say
around,
was
find
gonna
out.
happen if you kept
I
antagonizing
got
him?
so close.
Bear
What
with
did
me
I
for-
say
hold
was
on.
going to happen?
So just so everyone's aware, there are no witnesses as to what happened. The only thing you know is that someone fucked around and they just found out.
I was so close.
Honestly deserved.
Yeah, yeah.
There
and
were
I told you
signs.
there were literal signs as well as
Yeah,
him
but
telling
he's
you
so
no.
fluffy.
And a
Yeah,
physical
he's
barrier.
He's a snow leopard. He's a
Yeah,
wild
but he's
animal.
so fluffy.
Yeah, and we literally told you he will send. You're not going to the hospital today, sir. You don't deserve it.
Good boy. Good
Are
boy.
his teeth fluffy?
You take
What?
I
gotta
go, but have a
I gotta get combat
Have a
medicine.
good
night.
Good night.
All right.
All right, I got
I'll-
one more fact.
Oh, yeah, go
One
for
more
it.
fact. What food aided in the production of bombs in World War II?
Oh.
What was the question?
Chocolate.
What
Gonna
food
get some
aided
bandages
in
and
the
go on your
production
way.
of bombs in
Twinkies.
World War II?
Lima
all that
beans.
protective gear.
Wasn't it M&M's?
Lima beans.
I mean,
Watch
not-
out, B.
I
it could have
thought
been
that
not the one I'm looking for though.
peanuts help make
Man,
beans.
that hurt a lot.
Yeah,
Oh.
it did.
Lima beans?
Where is it?
He's in the corner.
I don't
Yes,
see
sir.
him
He's been
anymore.
the whole time.
I don't see him anymore.
Baby, it's for the better.
Well, stop trying to get near him.
Okay.
Was it not M&M's?
Not this one.
Was it,
It's actual food, not the production company.
can I ask
It's
a question?
actual
Sort of a
food.
hint. Is it a cereal?
No.
Mm, I almost said
I'm just
chocolate
saying-
before. I thought chocolate was could have been it too.
Cocaine.
I missed the question.
It's used to
Used
make
to bite
bombs.
down on cocaine moo. Oh, used to make bombs?
Aided in the
not
production
peanuts?
of bombs. In
You
World
you
War
want the
II.
food, not like the ingredient. You want
What's
like,
the question? I was treating him.
Is it used as a switch, an incendiary device? Which part of the bomb is it used for?
I don't.
It
I'll
aided
just
in the
reread the
use. It's
question.
not necessarily the exact use.
What
but-
food aided in the production of bombs in World War II?
Chewing gum.
That's
Alright, I'm just
actually
gonna go ahead.
that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Give us a hint.
No, why do you really want a hint?
Yeah.
I kinda wanna
missed the
hint.
question.
What? He said it like 3 times.
I was treating the idiot
I
who
said
was
it
trying
again.
to
He said it like
figure
3
out.
times
He said it
after.
now.
Like after it. So
I missed it. I'm
All
sorry.
right. What food aided in the production of bombs in World War II?
Oh, sugar?
Nope. Nope.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
Molasses?
it's a homemade type food thing.
Butter.
You make it at home,
Make it at home.
or you cook it at home.
you cook it at home.
Marshmallow.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. You cook it at home.
Lard.
Pie.
Lard is close.
Margarine.
Bacon.
Butter?
No.
I said
Yeah,
butter.
bacon. Who
Oil.
said bacon.
Sorry.
Bacon.
So like
Bacon.
grease?
Yeah, bacon. They actually encourage people to cook bacon and package the fat.
Oh.
How
Bacon
did they-
fat
How did
bombs.
that apply towards bombs, though? And why bacon grease specifically?
Cheap?
You're asking
I don't know.
Kurt too many questions now.
Alright, well, I'm really curious now.
I mean, I could guess. You want me to guess?
Budget
No, I don't
cuts.
want you to bleed and guess, right?
I like that we just run these meetings and like we don't do shit. It's kind of nice.
Apparently, bacon fat is high in glycerine.
Oh, alright.
There you go. Whatever that means.
Also a good choice for your song of the day.
All right. Anyone else have a bit?
I think we're good. I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I gotta do your job because Bloom's not here and I can get
Oh,
away
God,
with it.
no,
do your job.
No, do your
refuse.
jobs.
Do it,
Refuse.
churro.
Over the last 7
No,
days,
no,
I have
Sturman,
taken
hey, what do you have in your back
a
lunch?
document
I
with
face-
Sturman, what's in
75
your lunch
reports
bag?
done incorrectly. Do your fucking job. Shift 2 and Shift 1 are the big offenders. We're pretty good on Shift 3.
Hey,
then
Sturman, what?
Do
Sturman,
your
what?
job announcement.
Sturman, what do you got for lunch in that bag?
Do you put this document
An
anywhere
apple!
so that people can
An apple?
go and
You-
check
you
on
put an
their
apple in a
stuff that they've
bag?
done wrong, or?
Yep.
Oh no, I pass it up the chain so they get in trouble.
You
Alright.
took up a whole
No, not
bag
really,
for an
I'm just
apple.
trying to address it, to be honest.
I wanted to carry it.
You could carry an apple without a bag.
I just rather be known.
Blizzard like Nitro and Dynamite? I have no idea, to be honest. Chad, do you have any fun facts? Anyone have anything fun to bring up? I don't know.
You're not on my
Need the
list.
facts to carry an apple.
I did know that cornflakes was an
Am I on your
anti-masturbation
list,
device.
Turo?
I'll have to have a look.
All right. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say we can cut this one short.
Yeah, Maple, you're on the list.
Somehow, 45 minutes is short, but here we are. Let's go and wrap this up. I think we'll be good. You guys are free to go.
All right,
Woo.
thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Easy.
Going home. Let me know if you need to get some more today.
Thank you, baby.
Hi,
Maple,
Flop.
I've used this 4 times.
Want to talk for
Oh
a
my
minute
God.
if you can?
All right,
Yeah,
guys, we'll
what's
get
up?
the bike fixed.
Fix it up.
Let's go somewhere.
Okay, it's not past the 72 hours.
Oh, beautiful
on
boy.
Most of them, so
Can I know what it is?
yeah, come on here. Let me put down the chair.
Hi, Lucy.
Hey, Kurt. Okay. So both as a senior and as a senior, well, not senior detective, right? But as a more senior detective, I kind of wanted your take on, have you seen this new LSPD unit?
Which one or what?
The one where they're using the UC cars?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't even know what unit this is, but
I asked Mills, because I guess it's his thing last night, and the way it was described to me is they go UC and UM to even laxer standards than we used to in SCU. Like, we had to wear a vest still, right? They're just doing the badge, which is like full UC, right? Like that was something we never did unless it was like we were UC. If we're UM, we're wearing a detective vest still, at least, right? But they just go around plain clothes with just the badge in the UM UC cars, and they are allowed to respond to anything, I guess, and just always be in those cars. And I asked, I mentioned, I was like, this sounds like SCU, but
this sounds like a liability beyond liabilities.
Mhm,
How many
yeah.
officers have been shot so far?
I don't know.
By blue on blue.
I don't know.
Because that to me sounds like.
But no, it gets better. It gets better. They can respond to anything, I guess, but they don't take cases. So they're not doing detective work with the cars.
So they're not doing anything. They just get to drive.
The way it was described to me, they're meant to go around and either talk to or provoke gang members. It was unclear. It was very unclear. I'm sure there's a better sales pitch for it, but it sounds like they're basically using the tools of being the tools and rewards of being a detective with none of the limitations or responsibilities that we had previously. You know?
So the thing that made SCU such a anticipated department was that it was always incredibly, I mean, listen, this is respectfully speaking, like super restricted access to unmarked vehicles. And when we did, we needed there to be a deemed reason to go unmarked. And if we were going unmarked, it wasn't for funsies. It was to encourage the use of using the tools at our disposal in order to grow cases or build cases or find cases, right?
Yeah.
I do not like the idea of people driving unmarked. The reason why unmarked vehicles were so fucking in our favor was because not everyone had the opportunity to use them, and suspects did not know when we were watching, right?
Yeah, I've already kind of said my piece to him. I was like, the most use they ever had is looking local, and the way they're driving them around, they look like, you know, baby's first tuner car.
They're going to get shot, is what I'm getting at.
Well, it's that.
Someone is going to get hurt in that division.
It's that, but I hate to feel like a gatekeeper here, but like when I read the SOPs, obviously they were way out of date. I asked for clarification from Daisy on a bunch of different stuff, including UC, it was clear to me that like we need to be smart about how we use UCUM. I was an advocate for, always going UM, so we had somebody UM on the shift. And, I was mostly working on detective cases. I was mostly, surveilling places, right? And then I would join as a 77 because that was allowed. But to be initiating a bunch of calls in unmarked sports cars that looked like, just I bought an A-class and went to the tuner shop, right? I don't know how I feel about that. It also feels like it's risking the tools that we had as detectives before the detective unit even gets off the ground. It's risking visibility on
General Patrol. I can't hear you. You with me? Oh, hello?
Sorry, could you not hear me?
I couldn't hear you. Now I
Oh
can.
shit, what was the last thing you heard?
Something about before SU can get off the ground.
Oh, yeah, it's risking the tools that we had at our disposal as detectives. Like, it's risking it. Like, it's making those cars so much more visible, right? Like, it'd be one thing if they were just using unmarked Tauruses or Explorers or CBPIs or whatever, but making the actual unmarked cars that we use to look local and hide and surveil before SCU even has a chance, or not SCU, but the detective unit even has a chance to get their hands on them again. Like, it just feels like it's being reckless with those tools in a way that the old SOPs very specifically outlined, hey, this is what's going to get these tools taken away from all of us,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute. I'm not defending it, but I'm gonna be the realist for a second. The realist side of me says that old SOPs are no longer, right? SU is no longer a division.
Yeah, but I think Brian needs to be given a chance to get his shit off the ground before anyone else starts fucking with the tools that make being a detective possible.
Let me finish my point because I think you'll agree with me. Old SOPs no longer a thing, right? I'd like to dwell on the fact that the past was the past, but realistically, things have moved, things have changed, and we kind of have to look forward to what's to come. I say this, but to look at it from two different sides, I would like to see Brian get the new SCU, new detective unit off the ground. And to be a realist for a minute and be an honest person, right? If MCU is going to be a unit that utilizes tools in order to apprehend suspects in much bigger cases, i.e. warehouses, murders, serial killers, right? High profile cases, and these tools are at our disposal, or at the detective's disposal, then I believe that we need to go to the drawing board and ask which unit is going to utilize these tools more effectively. The people who are pulling over people for running a red light, or the people that are catching people for murdering others, right? What's the more severe case? MCU is not prioritizing a traffic stop. I'm letting my suspect go on a fucking red light to catch a bigger charge, right? So let's be optimistic for a minute. Let's be a little bit more eye-opening. If MCU is to utilize these tools, the reason why MCU is so powerful and the reason why it's going to do so well, and the reason why SCU did well, was because of the special tools that we had. And because there were limitations, not everyone expected there to be a card that blended in a crowd. But if everyone's driving around in a fucking lit up unmarked coquette, yeah, I guarantee you, if I were a fucking gangbanger on the south side, yeah, every coquette I see, yeah, after I see 7 of them, I'm probably gonna start looking at every coquette now. And they're putting a detriment to what I think the purpose of those vehicles are for. And to your regard, I think that if we're going to overutilize those tools, yeah, there's a good chance that the state could very easily just come in and fucking swoop those.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to think about it like that.
This is why I say, like, if they want to use unmarked Explorers, CVPIs, Tauruses, I don't fucking care. Whatever, right?
That would
it's
be fair
just
to me.
that, yeah, the way that they're going about it, it doesn't feel like it's an appropriate use of those actual UC vehicles. Like the UM-UC distinction is not being well communicated outside of this department, or even it seems like within this department, because
Is
the
Mills
uniform.
LSPD?
Yes, this is. Oh, that's another thing. This is an LSPD only department.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably have a word with Dark then.
Yeah.
Let me take care of this, because I am gonna bring this up with Dark and just tell him more on a personal note and say, listen, not as senior to assistant chief. This is from an ex-detective to another fellow cop for a minute. This is stupid. And just hear what he has to say.
You can say that you have the word of another detective saying, "This is stupid. This is stupid."
Yeah, this is not a use case where I see it effective. Does it have effective uses? Yes. Unmarked has always had effective uses.
I am all for more UM operations. I think sometimes the SCU stuff was too limiting when it came to how we used UM specifically. UC specifically, though, needs to be tightly controlled.
Yeah.
UC is not something. I mean, look at that shit show that happened up in Polito. I'm not even clear on all the details of it, but I know somebody was doing UC when they probably shouldn't have. This was a while back. I only heard rumors about it, but a command member decided to just be UC, and it was a command member without a lot of experience, and it went fucking poorly. Turned into a giant shootout.
So this is my main concern out of all this, and this is where I strive to get more information. The reason why we were so specifically profoundly communicative to everyone else in SCU and General Patrol about UM is that we needed to be very clear that officer safety was, and will continue to be a main priority.
Yeah.
And the concern here is that I believe that that officer safety is going to fall, because I'm not going to, for a second, respectfully, feel bad for another officer who gets shot running in these operations wearing plain clothes on patrol.
And just a badge, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to feel bad if you get shot by another officer. I'm going to be honest, because realistically, that is a poor use case.
Whereas how I used to go about UM is I would take my Explorer 99% of the time, right? Grayed out Explorer, no PD accessories on the outside. It just kind of looked, from a distance, it looked bland, normal, right? You also remember my detective outfit. Plain black, bland, not a lot to it. As soon as I throw on a vest, I look enough like PD that no one's going to shoot me.
That's what matters.
So, like, yeah, the detective vest was a big part of it. Just wearing a badge, that's going to get people shot. Yeah.
I'm actually going to talk to Tessa about this, I think, real quick. I don't know where Tessa's at.
If you want, we can do a little chat with Tessa. I'm trying to not come across as gatekeeping. I'm trying to be open-minded and say, like, new units, that's a good thing. I like that Mills has an idea. It's just, it seems like the kind of idea that needs input from people like you and me who used to use these tools in a more restricted way, you know?
You're not really gatekeeping it. I mean, play devil's advocate again for a minute. Would you not argue that LSPD exclusive division is not gatekeeping in itself?
Yeah, that just feels shitty out the gate, but, you know, they're trying to make their own thing, I guess.
Yeah. I have a hard time seeing... The use case could be useful if it is described properly. I'm going to be honest. I've been seeing Mills driving around in an unmarked car, and I haven't even questioned it because I figured that it was something else going on, or I didn't know. I honestly, I kept seeing it. I even acknowledged it and said, damn, that's weird. I'm shocked.
I mean, you were there for the BCSO meeting last night. The jokes aren't exactly wrong. People are scrambling to make new units to get new special privileges for themselves.
I don't see this unit lasting, to be honest. I'm not too worried about it. I don't see this lasting. The issue that I see is that what's probably going to happen, respectfully, and I'm preparing you for this the same way that I'm going to mentally prepare for it, is that I'm going to bring this up to attention to say, listen, this is sort of a problem. Address the fact of the issue. And what's going to happen is, instead of it dissolving, which is not going to, nothing ever dissolves in this PD. What's going to happen is you're going to see a group of people who are going to turn around and say, well, now we're going to put SOPs and restrictions on it, which unfortunately is going to just throw rainbow sprinkles over what is already a pile of shit, respectfully. It may look prettier, but underneath it's still a pile
I think
of shit.
it depends. I think that depends how we bring it up. Because if we bring it up saying like, hey, as detectives, we often felt stifled by some of these restrictions. Loosening them in certain ways is good, but they need to come along with responsibilities. You know,
We
it
already
can't just
had enough
be,
responsibility as UM and SCU. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying like some of those responsibilities need to stay in place. It can't just be free for all. Like we don't have the same limitations or any of the responsibilities anymore. We only have the benefits, right? Because they're kind of cherry picking, like we're gonna use the cars, we're gonna use the outfits, but we're not gonna do any of the work, and we're not gonna limit ourselves in any of the ways that you guys purposefully limited yourselves. It just feels like all of the fun things and none of the responsibilities.
Yeah, very all work and all play and no work is a nice way to put it. You know, I mean, yes, it was very nice and entertaining in SU to wear pretty plain clothes. It was exclusive, and you know, as cheesy as it is to say, there are certain benefits. Seniors get to carry a 5.7, right?
Well,
Command gets to drive a Charger.
I don't think people should even be looking at going plainclothes as like, oh, it's a cool, fun thing I get to do because I'm special. Like, again, look back on what I wore all the time as a detective. It was very plain, but the important part was that it had the detective vest, which there's a psychological effect people really discount when it comes to, okay, so one of the things they said they wanted to do is talk to gang members and gang leaders, right? Who has better relationships with gang members and gang leaders than all of the rest, like all of the former SCU? Do you know how much I can get Gabriel Navarro to tell me in any given day?
Do you know how many days we had gang wars happen with Seaside, and everyone's like, we're trying to figure out what the problem is and how it started. And I was like, all right, hold on. And I'd make a phone call, and 2 minutes later come back and say it started because someone spit on someone's shoes. And everyone's like, how did you find that out so quickly? Motherfucker, I got connections. What you mean?
Part of that came from people being willing to talk to us because they saw the detective outfit and they saw the detective vest, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, you're a serial killer cop. You don't care about my shit. Like, the perception sucked, but that was useful. That was very useful. You know how many times I went up to Polito with Ashley and we were actually snooping around? But, you know, if Mayhem ever asked us anything, we're like, yeah, we're, you know, working on a case. And they're like, oh, you guys are the serial killer cops, right? Because they knew us.
Yeah.
Because we were up there a lot. But, you know, I could legitimately be looking into Mayhem and they would have no idea. They'd be like, oh, hey, it's Lucy. Hey, how's it going? Chasing a serial killer again. Like, the outfit, it means more than just, like, it's not a reward, right? It's not a fun thing. It contextualizes you as an officer differently in the minds of the people who you're talking to.
Yeah. Let me have a word with some people. Let me see what I could do. If I can have you there for some of the conversation.
You want to just ride for a bit and see if we can get a chance to talk to Tessa later?
I was gonna.
You want to do the motor?
I was probably gonna start off the shift with motor.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because we are so limited on units right now. I want to try and keep one motor on the road if possible, because it looks like current 142. But
I don't know if I have the energy. Oh, Maddie's on duty. I can just make Maddie hang out with me.
Yeah, swing by. In a little bit, maybe I'll bug and see if maybe we all want to triple up. Maybe we'll see.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start off by making a few phone calls, shooting an email or two, and seeing if I can get something going.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to assume the worst again. I don't want to be gatekeepy SCU bitch, but like it's just the way it was sold to me was not positive in my mind. Like, this is a bad idea.
Mills told you about it?
I just asked Mills. I was like, hey, do you want to tell me about your unit? And he told me what basically I said to you. I even said to him, I was like, this feels like how we used to do things, but minus limitations or responsibilities. He didn't really have an answer for that.
Let me see what I can do. I'll get back to you, and I'll probably give you a call here soon. Honestly, give me a couple minutes. Let me see if I can reach out to Tessa. And if not, I might honestly be down to ride for a little bit. So,
okay.
I'll see what's up.
I'll just hang out here and make some coffee for a minute, and I'll just text you and see what you're thinking.
Sounds good, Lucy.
Blup.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you take a picture of Billy Mag's possessions after he shot at me?
I didn't process him.
You didn't? I thought you did.
I helped
Remember-
with the charges, but I wasn't the one to process him. Let me see. Hold on.
Did I do it?
I'm looking back at my photos right now. I got photos of the scene. I got photos of the car, photos of the glove box, and photos of the fake plate. I didn't get photos of his possessions.
Did it happen? Did it happen before or after the shotgun situation with Thunder and the motorcycle? Happened before that, right?
I don't know.
I'm wondering if what I have here, if I do have them, and I just didn't put them in.
What happened?
I was just talking to Churro about it, and because I was on his list 4 times, and one of the reasons was because of just missing possessions photos.
What was Churro saying that he had going? I mean,
Oh, there's just people not doing reports properly.
okay.
Yeah. So there's that report.
Let me
Forgot
see.
to add the possessions to it, and I thought you may have had it because I know you were helping, but I may have been the one who processed him because I did bring him in, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Typically the processing officer, the main. I focused the car. What was the report number? What's the report number on the? Oops, sorry. I don't know if you were able to hear me. What's the report number?
I don't remember if it was.
What was it? It was Billy
before-
Mang.
Yeah. I named it 1050 into something. 1050 into OIS or something like that. Just shoot at. It's 83357.
Yeah, I didn't take a photo, but all of his possessions should be in evidence. I mean, honestly, the end of the day, that's more of a slap on the wrist thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything else is in evidence, so it's not too concerning. Should be good. Command, not command, by the way. You guys want to hear something crazy? By the way, it's official.
Right. Yeah. So I
Tonight is
definitely
officially
wasn't
the
one who
partner
searched him 'cause
anniversary.
He had the roll of small notes on him, and that was not in the pictures that I have of the person.
There should be a photo. Oh shit! Let me. I do have a photo of the glove box. I didn't put that in. That was my fault.
Yeah, he searched the car and then and the gun. Was it Was it Casanova who processed? Maybe it was me.
Ripley hit him. I want to say I asked you to take him. Be honest.
I definitely took him, and I think I did. And I think I do actually have the pictures, but I have nothing that proves that these pictures are actually his possession.
If it's a photo of the Browning and you can kind of articulate that it was around the time, I mean, I don't see a reason why not, but just try and be certain. I'm gonna add the photo of the glove box in. Was report number 83357.
I think I do actually have it.
There you go. Going out of the report. Technically you have like 24 hours to fill in evidence and stuff, so feel free to just go, go through. All right. Yeah, you should be good to go. Where did Tessa go? Where the heck is Tessa? Is she still in the meeting room? Man. Roro, you have a good night. I appreciate it, yeah. Sorry, dudes. So, just to kind of address, because I think a lot of people are, maybe, you know, I don't know. Flop would have concern over the new unit. I can say that much. The unit that Mills has, Flop as a character would probably, because in Flop's mind, he's thinking officer safety. He's not thinking in the mindset of like, you know, the use case. He's thinking more cops are going to get fucking shot with this if it's not utilized properly. There's a reason why we were so fucking careful about the way that it was used.
All right. Yeah, I did have them. These are the right ones.
It's all good. Awesome. Add him in, go and let her know, and, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Go from there.
Added them. Thank you.
Not a problem, brother. Flop was shot by Rhodes over this once. Yeah. Flop don't remember that, though. Flop would bring up this concern. And honestly, Tessa would be a good person to bring the concern to. Where the hell's Tessa? Oh, don't tell me. Okay, she's still in the PD. Let's see if we can find Tessa. Probably not down here, but damn, dude, we just had an announcement. We just had an announcement about the relationship. Okay, I don't want to say too much about the announcement. You guys will hear about it. I'm not gonna read it verbatim. You guys want to hear some crazy shit? The announcement is in regards to community outreach and making sure that we are having a positive message with the civilians of the of Los Santos. So in other words, having a good communication and a good rapport is like.
There you are. I got my coffee.
Awesome. Sorry, I had to take another report from somebody.
Oh, you're good. I also wanted to start reminding myself to put notes on the walls saying call DOC. Because I feel bad for them. They never get called when people send people up.
Oh my God, I forgot to make that announcement today. Actually, I'm going to throw one that real quick. That's something I do want to bring up.
Oh, I've been taking it upon myself to try to remember to put little signs on the walls.
Yeah, feel free to put them on the wall. I'm gonna just make a 3-1 real quick. It's almost like Flop was right the whole time. Um. 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 We have a primarily at the start of shift 3. We do actively have DOC that are around during this
No,
shift.
that's not. Hold on. I used to be good at signs.
And making sure they're informed is incredibly important. Regardless of availability at the time. Thank you. Making sure they're informed is incredibly important, regardless of ability at the time. Thank you. Okay. Oh man, yeah, no. Apparently they're coming out and saying that making sure that we are being good, friendly, and making sure that we are keeping a good reputation with the community is good for the PD morale, right? The amount of shit Flop's gotten for over the years for doing this exact thing and what made him so different. I love that so much. Oh, I love that. That's great. All right. What's up, dudes? Command, not command, Flop Dugong, by the way. Flop took care of Uwu, no one else did. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes people don't want to take the step forward for stuff, and it's like, you know. Good luck to everyone else trying to build that relationship now. Yeah. Hello, Tesser.
Why didn't you answer?
What?
I called you.
Oh, sorry. I was making that that announcement. I was making the announcement in 301. I forgot to note it. I was mentioned during the BCSO meeting, and I wanted to make the general announcement at the meeting. I just forgot, so I just run a quick little thing.
Okay. Well, I just got threatened over a phone call by the Colombians.
For why?
Because Nova is looking into stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Don't you
he
love it?
called me on a not unknown number, which is interesting.
Maybe. Huh. All right, chat. Ready for meeting number 3? We're never gonna get out of this meeting room. Poor Flop,
Do you have
man.
a name already? Is this somebody you're dealt with before?
So there's been an investigation with this person. There's a lot of people kind of involved, but Nova is heading the whole investigation. I helped her on a raid because I remembered some details that Kiki actually helped me with. But he basically called me and said, you know, have Nova stop poking around because she's gonna die or you're gonna die. So I basically told him to heck off and take a number, and he kind of hung up on me.
Nice.
What else am I supposed to do?
No. Show him
Hell
the El
yes, thank
Teso
you,
of it
sir.
all, you know?
I'll get right on it.
Thank you, RJ. I appreciate you. What's going on? How you doing?
Louise. Yeah, he said he attacked 3 people already. 3 of Nova's daughters. I'm gonna have to talk to Nova about it.
See what's going on? Thank you for the 9 months. Thank you.
Flop, you look so stoic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we get some hearts in chat, please?
Well,
For
anyway,
Deceit?
if
Thank
I
you.
die, it was probably that guy.
Colombian guy.
Names that come up: Cap Terra Nova, Liam O'Sullivan. Those are the 2 main names that I have known to be involved in this stuff.
You ready for Ziggy to gussy you
They
up in
kidnapped
person?
Nova
The
at one
fuck does that
point and
even
trafficked
mean?
her.
I had a lead on a potential Cap Terra Nova warehouse right before the restructure, but I stopped sitting on it because I didn't have my UC cars anymore.
Yeah, there was a whole big thing. Nova's got the full context on it, but I'm gonna have to get with her and figure out what to do. I'm gonna send
sounds
her
like
a
a
text.
safe
I'll
bet,
do a report, and hopefully I won't die.
I think we would all agree that we would like you not to die.
Your grandparents use it a lot. I've never heard gussy. I don't know. Maybe I'm old, dude. I'm like old-minded. I'm not fucking. I don't know, dude.
All right.
Flop has something he wants to bring up. But I don't know why he's just.
Yeah, you go
sitting
ahead.
there
You
very extremely
go
quietly.
right ahead.
No. I was kind of waiting for the kind of. I feel like your life had more precedent over what I'm about to say, but wanted to make sure that like that was said and done with. So, I'm bringing it up to you from a command stance, but I would bring it up to either Dark or someone later. I sort of want to just bring it to your attention first. I'm going to start off by saying that I don't know the other side to the story yet. I haven't spoken to anyone except for Lucy. Obviously, this is more, I guess you could say secondhand. I'd rather talk to the people that run it to get more of a clear understanding, but to my understanding,
I would also like more clarity myself. I've only had one conversation about it, but it was already a bit alarming, so that's why I brought it to Flop.
yeah, I'm sort of covering bases here. That there needs to be I think a bigger discussion to figure out the actual line in the sand. But there's a new division being run by an officer by the name of Mills, who I don't know very well, but I've been seeing him drive unmarked vehicles recently, and I haven't questioned it because I figured that it was probably something that was unaware, right? Something LSPD related. And after the meeting, Lucy came to me and pretty much explained to me that there's a new division specifically for LSPD where there are officers going in plain clothes with just a badge, not even like a vest, just a badge, responding to general patrol. Essentially, I guess in layman's terms, utilizing a lot of the tools that SCU had at their disposal, minus the responsibility part of the reasoning why those tools were utilized.
or the
And
limitations that kept them useful in the important use cases.
so I wanted to bring this up with you because I was curious. I primarily, from a devil's advocate standpoint, feel like there is an officer safety concern if we're gonna have officers responding to general calls in plain clothes. I feel like that's an immediate concern. I feel like where we're gonna hear many cases of officers being shot, and whether it's intended to happen or not.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I know exactly nothing about this.
Okay.
This is probably a Libby question or a Dark question, because I don't know anything about it.
As I'd assume, this is more shift 3 from my understanding, and I didn't expect you to know much about it, to be honest.
Okay.
But I wanted to let you know that I'm probably going to be bringing this up to Dark or Libby. And
well, if they're not using it properly, then yeah.
It's something I don't feel like is being used properly.
Or
I feel
if
like
you think it's something that we could better utilize in different ways.
It's a concern on a couple different fronts. One being officer safety, because one thing with SCU work was that we were always told use the vest, not the badge. Right? If you're going UC, maybe a badge is fine, but a vest when you're popping out of your car and joining a call is going to be way easier to tell you're a cop, even if it's just like police vest. Right? It doesn't have to be detective vest. And then the other concern is the visibility of those cars. Because okay, if you think like 2 years ago, right, those might have represented a beginner racer, new crim, something like that, something they would drive. Nowadays, when's the last time you saw a criminal in a personally owned Banshee? Right? They basically only exist as like local analogs now, and to be driving them around all like tuner shopped up, looking like baby's first race car, it kind of puts a spotlight on them when their only useful use case these days is as like trying to look local.
Yeah, I
if we really wanted to,
I don't know anything about this. I think it's better if you guys bring this to Dark or Libby, because I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think there is potentially a risk. So, I mean, it'd be nice if I knew what was going on, but
I think we all have very little information right now.
I kept saying this to Flop. I don't want to come across as gatekeepy. I like that people are trying to use those tools in new and interesting ways. I've always advocated for more use of unmarked vehicles. I think that they're a powerful tool that we didn't use enough as SCU. But I feel like it should be at least up to Brian to at least get a first pass on revisiting those cars specifically. If people want to be unmarked in a Taurus, a Crown Vic, or an Explorer, it's different, right? I feel like before Brian is even given a chance to get new detective stuff off the ground, having the most restricted tools we had access to being used so flagrantly is kind of like a little bit of a eyebrow raiser,
Okay. I definitely agree. Anytime I've ever approved unmarked, it has been with very strict stipulations. They have to be escorted by a marked vehicle, and High Command or Command needs to know what they're doing, what their operation is, what reason they are pulling out those vehicles. So that's my opinion on how those should be run. But I don't think people should be just going out and patrolling in them. And if that's happening, it might be something that needs to be revisited.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. I have not seen this happening. So you guys know more than I do, and I think it would be better if you bring it up to Libby or Dark, because they're going to know why that's happening, and they're going to have seen it happening probably.
Yeah. I want to come at it from a constructive perspective and just kind of be like, from my perspective as a former member of SCU, somebody who's used these tools in the past, here's what works, here's what doesn't work. Like, here's at least some input from people who've been using these in the past, So,
I think
I'm down to talk
this will open up. Yeah, I think this will open up a discussion And I do think it should be revisited, and if not revisited, at least refined.